Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited right now because I have quite a few new products to try here. And I feel like the most exciting thing for me right now is the fact that these are all from African brands. A bunch of them are from Nigerian brands, some of them from Ghanaian brands. I did Ghana and Nigeria this time, guys. I'm still trying really hard to get my hands on products from East Africa and Southern Africa. I know that about 4 or 5 videos ago, I asked you guys to recommend makeup brands from Africa that you guys would like me to try. And quite a lot of you mentioned some East African brands and some Southern African brands. So I'm still trying really hard to get my hands on the products that you guys suggested, recommended. But then today, I'm just happy that 90% of what I'm going to be using today are from African brands. Okay, the quality, the packaging just looks really impressive with these, so let's start. The first product that I have here is from Zaron, and this is the Zaron Oil Block Mattifier. I wanted to hold that up so that you guys could see the packaging really well. I know that with a lot of their products now, they come with pins. Let me show you guys because I already started tearing this open. So they come with these things that you can scratch and text it to the number here just to confirm that the product is not fake. Sadly, I've just seen that a lot of Nigerian brands are actually dealing with this, like a lot of counterfeit fake products in the market, and I'm like, oh my god, like people are copying Oyibo brands, copying Nigerian brands, copying everybody. Like, can people just create their own product? And you know the most annoying thing is that a lot of these brands, their products are really good, but then you go copying someone else in terms of packaging and all of that. I was even tweeting about this recently. So this is their oil block mattifier, and on the back it says, an essential for oily skin, controls and absorbs oil to be used on oily areas for a shine-free and matte finish. Shake well before use. I don't even think I've used a product like this in recent times. Maybe back in the day, but I just stick to primers these days. It has a very like milky consistency. I already like cleanse my face and moisturize and all that good stuff, and what comes after that is a primer, but you know, I'll be using this instead just to see how it controls oil for me. You know, I'll let you guys know. Because it says apply on oily areas, I am not going to be using this all over my face. I'm just going to just focus on the areas where I tend to produce the most oil, which is my T-zone, my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my cheeks, chin, you know. This part of my face is hardly ever oily. I have like normal to like just normal skin in this area, and then just make sure that I have this on my brow area as well because I tend to produce a lot of oil in this area. This is dry now, and it has a very like powdery, like a very matte powdery finish, if that makes sense. Like I've tried primers that dry, like your face becomes matte after you've applied it. So like all the oil kind of disappears and your face is matte, but they're never powdery. My face feels like I have a layer of powder on. So that's how this has dried. But then it's not one of those primers that dries the skin, like sucks all the oil out of your skin, even the good one, because there's good oil and there's bad oil. Like there are some primers that just suck everything out. Okay, this is not one of those. So my face just feels matte and it feels like I have powder on. Moving on to brows, I'm going to use a brow pencil from Evita Joseph. This is called their High Definition Expert Browliner. The matte finish, waterproof, long lasting is just kind of them stating the features of what you get with this. I've used these brow pencils before. If you watch my videos, you will know that I've used their brow pencils before. However, I wanted a shade that was like a shade of brown that was in between the two shades that I already own, and this looked like that shade. This is number 3 Rich Espresso Soap. I'm going to use their spoolie. So this is their brow spoolie. This is the Evita Joseph brow spoolie. Just going to comb my brow hairs upward. Normally, I would go over my brows with a powder before I start filling them in, just to help them last a lot longer. And I do this because I already explained that I tend to get very oily in my brow area. But with this Zaron Oil Block Mattifier, like this area already feels like I have powder on. So I'm just going to start filling my brows. This is definitely the shade of brown that I wanted, because the other one that I had with them, the lighter one, had a little bit of red in it, and I'm not a very big fan of brow pencils that have any type of red like copper in them. No, this is just the shade I like to go for when it comes to my brows. Okay, so the one thing that I feel like is important to mention when it comes to this brow pencil is the fact that the texture is not too hard. You know that there are some brow pencils which I like sometimes, but then they don't have a lot of color payoff. You have to keep building up with like hairline strokes before you have anything that looks very visible. This isn't like that. The consistency you get with this, or the texture you get with this, is very, very similar to that of the Colourpop brow pencil in Banging Brunette that I really like. So it's not too soft, like that waxy crayon-y type of like texture, but then again, it's not too like difficult to work with. So going to define my brows real quick. Next thing for me would be to set my brows, and I'm going to be using this brow gel brow mascara from a brand called Alexia Horsfall. I just discovered this brand and the shade is in Deep Brunette. Normally, I personally would use clear brow gels, but this one has a little bit of color payoff to it, so I'm not going to be using too much, just a little, especially at the front of my brows to kind of control the hair that I have in that area. So I really like the brush that you get with this. Let me show you guys. It's very tiny and it looks like the type of mascara ones you get for bottom lashes. This I especially like because I don't have a lot of hair on my brows. Most brow gels come with like your regular like medium sized mascara ones. This is tiny. Guys, this does have a lot of color payoff to it. I'm just going to warn you guys, my brows are so dark right now. This is one of those things that I feel like if your brows are thick already and like they are super defined, wax threaded already, you don't need a pencil. You just use this over your brows and you're going to get some color. My brows are so dark right now. I think I'm just going to go over them with a spoolie just to soften it up a little bit. The rest I can fix when I apply my foundation, but guys, this thing packs a punch. It is very dark. I don't know if they have anything lighter than this. This is in Deep Brunette, and fam, you can actually use this alone on your brows without anything. That's how you should even use it. I don't think that this is something you use after you used a brow pencil. It's very pigmented. So I'm going to apply a primer. This is my MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extend Eye Base. Sadly, I don't have a primer from a Nigerian brand right now with the stash that I have here. It's not like there are no primers from Nigerian brands. Like this stash that I've just set out, I don't have any new primer from a Nigerian brand to try. So I'm just going to be using my regular old MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extend Eye Base. This is just going to prevent my eyeshadow from creasing. You guys already know this. I say this all the time. But then I like to say these things as often as I can because I know that there are always new people watching my videos for the first time, okay? So this is a very good primer if you have oily skin or oily eyelids, periods. Going to set the primer with a setting powder from a Nigerian brand. This is by Beauty by AD and it's their loose setting powder in Lucent. It's a translucent setting powder and it comes with a nice black puff. I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to apply it all over my lid space. Eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this one from Nuban Beauty. This is their Wishes eyeshadow palette. Looks like this, has some really gorgeous colors. I'm going to swatch these real quick just to show you guys. They're swatching really well. Really well. Okay, and that makes me happy. So this is what some of the colors look like swatched. These colors don't have names. So first I'm going to use this shade here and I'm going to work this into my transition area. Next, I'm going to take this very bright orange here. I'm going to apply this over that shade that I just used. I'm going to take this brown here and just apply it right underneath the orange that I just applied, just a lot closer to my lid space, this color. So I'm going to go in with this shade here next. Guys, I'm just layering these colors so that by the time I cut my crease, I have a nice gradient in this area. These eyeshadows are applying really well. Really well, and it makes me so happy. So normally I would have used a concealer to cut my crease, but then I got this P.Louise Base thing and I haven't used it that much. I really want to put it to good use because this thing was freaking expensive. I'm going to use it in number 4 and I'm going to use it to cut my crease. But then again, if you have a concealer and you don't have this, use a concealer. I just realized that you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that my lines are perfect. This is the Evita Joseph Classic Shader and this is the number G205. I'm going to use this to pack my lid color on. I'm going to get my brush damp a little bit, just a tiny little bit. This green shade here, I'm going to use that on most of my lids. Okay, so I'm just patting this in. By the way, in case you're wondering, this eyeshadow palette sells for 9,000 naira and you get 18 colors, and I don't think that that is bad at all compared to the amount that a lot of brands tend to sell eyeshadow palettes here in Lagos. This isn't bad. This is my waterline brush from Sigma. It's the E17. I really love it for precise application. So I'm just using this to make sure that the line is very sharp, you know. The line that I have, like, you know, between my lid space or lid color and my crease color, okay? With the same shading brush from Evita Joseph, I'm going to take this shade here. I'm going to apply that in this area here. Guys, this eyeshadow palette is so gorgeous. The colors are so soft and they're blending out nicely. Okay, so with a very small shading brush, I'm going to take this yellow gold here and I'm going to apply this on my inner corner. With my Sigma E45, I'm going to take this shade here, the last one that I applied on my crease, and I'm going to pack this into my outer corner. So brow bone, to set my brow bone highlight, I'll use this shade here. I really like the fact that I was able to create an entire eye look with this eyeshadow palette now without reaching out of it. You know, a lot of eyeshadow palettes don't include this bone colored eyeshadow that I'm using now for my brow bone area, and I love matte colors for my brow bone area, so happy about that. Back with that orange, and I'm just going to blend out any harsh lines. Okay, so almost done. This shade here, the one that I used on my inner corner, I'm going to bring that color into this area here. Just lightly, not too much. I'm not applying too much, just a little bit of that yellow or gold yellow that I have on my inner corner, just around where the line is here. I don't have a new mascara here. I'm going to use my regular old Clinique High Length mascara to comb my lashes upwards. So I'm going to have the prices in the list of products that I have used in this video. Check the description box for that. I haven't used anything that is very expensive. These prices are really average as far as I'm concerned. So for my lashes, I'm going to be using a pair from this pack from Nuban Beauty. This sells for 3,000 naira and you get 5 styles. 5 styles, guys. That's a fair amount to pay. So I'll be using the first style here, this one on the top right here, this one here. And they also have lash glue. A lot of Nigerian brands don't do this. I haven't used, the only other like lash glue that I've used from a Nigerian brand that I really loved was the one from My Extensions. The packaging looks very similar to what you get with dual eyelash adhesive. So I'm going to just pop these out, trim the ends, and then pop them on my eyes. These are nice. I tend to gravitate towards lashes that wing out because they just tend to suit the shape of my face better. But these don't. They're very wispy, very fluttery, and I like them. The last time I did a video like this, I had a foundation from a Nigerian brand to try. I think it was a Zaron foundation. I don't have any new one to try. I still have the old one, but I wanted this to be a first impressions mostly. I have a concealer to try though, which I'm really excited about. But then I'll apply foundation on camera still because I want to try out this brush from Zaron. It's the Zaron Ultimate Face Brush. It's a very chubby brush and it looks like this. This is Fenty Beauty Pro filter in 420. Guys, at first I thought it was just me, but then after this happened on camera, a lot of you are complaining that your Fenty Beauty pumps are broken. And it's very easy, like if it happens to you in a place where there's a Sephora or something, you just go in there and tell them that your pump is broken. I don't have any of that. So I basically had to buy a new Pro Filter foundation when I went to Italy, and I had to swap the pump. So put the new one in the old one till I finish the old foundation. So this brush is so like densely packed. It almost doesn't even feel like I'm using a brush. Almost feels like I'm using some sort of like blending sponge. And can you guys see that it's very seamless? The application you get with this is very seamless. There are no streaks. Just because of how like dense the brush is. I like this a lot. That was so easy. I like this brush, guys. I really like this brush. I like the way it's applying my foundation. It doesn't even feel like I'm using a brush. It doesn't at all. And I'm seeing that because of the shape of the brush, I'm not doing this. I'm doing more of this. I feel like the brush actually forces you to do this. Nah. Guys, this brush is good. What? Guys, I'm not hype. I'm not exaggerating. This brush is really good. Normally, I know like how many like this I have to do to cover one side of my face, and I didn't even have to do a lot of it, and I already have full coverage. The coverage that I have is not even like medium, it's full coverage right now. And I haven't gone back to the pump. Normally, when I use the Pro Filter foundation, this foundation is like medium to full coverage. And what I normally do is I always go in with like 3 pumps at first, and then I apply, and then I come back and do another 3 pumps before I cover my whole face. This is the first like 3 pumps that I did, and I have very good coverage. Guys, I like this brush. I don't know, I'm just stressing it now because I'm just surprised, you know. This is insane. So going in with the Evita Joseph Precision Concealer brush, looks like this. Because the brush is so big, I didn't want to use it very close to my brows. So I'm going to use this precision brush to just apply the foundation like right on top of my brows. I didn't want to mess with my brows, so I didn't bring the foundation downwards. I have about 4 concealers here from Nuban Beauty. I've seen so many people talk about these concealers. My sister, for one, who she likes makeup but not as much as I do, Norma called me one time and she was gushing that I should try and check these concealers from Nuban Beauty out. They are the In My Skin concealers. And let me just bring everything out. So I have 4 shades here. This one is a color corrector. Okay, and I don't really need to correct anything. I already applied my foundation, so I have 3 shades left here. This is so rich and so like gorgeous. I'm going to tell you guys something that I realized. I've seen some Nigerian brands come out with concealers and then they don't even go this deep when it comes to shades. This particular one is in number 49. I'm definitely going to use this to contour, to highlight, which I'm going to do first. I have 2 shades here. The lighter one is 43 and the next one, this one here, is 46. I'm going to start out with 43, the brightest shade, and I'm going to apply that on my immediate under eye area. The consistency is creamy. It's on the creamy side, but not like very creamy, not like the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. That is a liquid concealer, but it is very, very creamy. This is creamy, but not too creamy. I'm really excited when I get to try like skin products from Nigerian brands because there are a lot of them doing really amazing eyeshadows, really amazing lip colors, pencils. But complexion products is just that one category that I see that a lot of them aren't like really doing much in. So I'm just hoping that this blends out really well and then I like it. And then with the next shade 46, which is slightly darker, I'm going to apply that here, just on the edge here, okay? I'm going to apply that on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose. Going in with 49. To contour, I tend to use cream products because they give me very good control, but then we'll just see how this blends out. I'm not applying too much. So to blend all of this out, I'll be using a blending sponge from Nuban Beauty. This is the one that I use in my morning routine video. This one is completely different. This is a lot smaller because it's not damp. This is damp. And the shape is completely different. And I don't know why I feel like this one is slightly softer, but let me just blend. One thing that I would say really quickly is that this concealer dries fast. It's not one of those things that you apply and then you do other things and then come back to no. Guys, this concealer dries really fast, like it dries fast. This is how I normally blend my concealers out. I just take my time, apply the contour product and then come back to blend it out. But then there are those ones that dry really fast and with them, it's really important that you blend out just shortly after you apply, and that's what I should have done with this one. But if you find yourself in this situation, I just highly recommend that you use like a spray bottle. Just keep using that on your sponge till you're done blending. Going to set the highlighted parts of my face with the translucent powder from Beauty by AD. For the contoured part of my face, I'm going to set it using this brush from Evita Joseph. This is their Evita Joseph X Annette B brush, and this is an AB10. It looks like a regular angled brush if you're looking at it from this angle. However, it flattens out on one side. I have a little bit of contour powder on here, so going to work that into this area here. All over setting powder, I'll be using my Iman pressed powder in Earth Medium. I'm going to apply some eyeliner to my waterline, and this is from Alexia, Horsfall. This is their powder liner pencil in Coal. I'm going to swatch it first, okay, just to see. Okay, it's really black. It's a really black pencil, so. This is a very nice eyeliner pencil. I'm going to smudge this brown and this, so mix these two colors on my lower lash line. A little bit of the color that I have on my tear duct area. So just to even things out, some mascara in this area. Because when you have this much volume on top, you need to just give your bottom lashes some volume. Okay, so on my cheeks, I'm going to use a blush from Glams Makeup. This is their blush in Gypsy. It's like my favorite go-to because it reminds me so much of MAC's blush in Raisin. So I have a loose highlighter here from Evita Joseph. This one is in Evilio. Okay. It has a lot of pink in it. I'm going to apply this without a base just to see. Okay, it's applying well, so. Guys, I feel like my face looks really good right now. I don't know, like, I guess in the mirror it looks good. I don't know how it's coming across on camera, but then I feel like it looks good. The skin looks really good, okay? I like the contour that I have going on right now. I love the highlight. At first, I'm sure that some of you thought that it was too light. It's not too light. So lip pencil from RLG Cosmetics. This is a Nigerian brand, and this is in the number 4. I'm going to line my lips. So I have a bunch of glosses here from Evita Joseph. When it came to lip products, I really like struggled trying to figure out what to, use on my lips, because I have quite a few lip products from Nigerian brands. So I have some glosses here. I'm not going to use any of the bright colors. I have 5 shades here. So I'm going to use these 2. They are in the nude family. Because my eyes are really busy, so I don't want to do anything too much on my lips. So I'll be using 2 shades. The first one is Utility and Kickoff. Kickoff is a clear gloss and Utility is dark brown. So let me see the other one. Okay, so Peach. So I think I'm going to mix these 3 the way it is now. I don't know. I need something. Okay, so I'm going to use Peach first. It's a very nice mauve shade. I'm going to highlight the center of my lips, and I will use a lip gloss from NK. This is their A23 lip gloss. It's just like a lighter version of the one I just used. So going to use Kickoff, the clear gloss, over this. More blush to balance things out a little bit. Guys, I'm really impressed. I was really impressed by the concealers, the In My Skin concealers, because I've not used a concealer from a Nigerian brand that I love this much. The consistency, the coverage you get with this is really good. Just know that you have to work really fast with it. That's it. The eyeshadow palette was the most expensive thing that I used here. It was 9K. Every other thing is under 9K, and I think that is decent. The Evita Joseph glosses I really loved, and I love their brushes that I use. I loved that angled brush. Hold on, this one. This particular brush, I have not used anything quite like this. The way it flattens and the fact that it's angled, I love this brush a lot. And then, this is my new baby, as far as I'm concerned. The way this thing applied my foundation, this Zaron foundation brush, the way that this applied my foundation, guys, it's insane. I really love this brush. There are no streaks whatsoever. Really impressed. What else do I feel like I need to highlight? The lashes I also really love. You get a pack of 5 for 3,500. The blending sponge did well. This also, I believe now, because I've had it on for a while, okay, even before I applied my foundation, and I don't see any oil whatsoever. This oil block mattifier, I am really impressed. Really impressed. I'm really impressed. I feel like this is by far, because I've done these quite often. Outside of the RLG one was also really good because I didn't use any complexion products, because I think that is what is wowing me this time around. I didn't use any complexion products. I used mostly eyeshadows and lip colors, and I love those. This, I think, is by far my favorite try-on of African brands when it comes to makeup. The quality with most of these things, and I'm not hyping because trust me, you guys are going to see these things in more videos. None of this was sponsored. I wasn't paid to say any of these things, but I'm really impressed. These brands all deliver internationally. They deliver outside of Nigeria. Nuban Beauty does. Guys, get into Nuban Beauty. I'm not joking. Zaron, I'm not sure if Zaron does deliver internationally. I am going to write it down in the description box if they do. Evita Joseph, I am sure delivers internationally because this is not my first time using their products, but I'm really happy right now. I love it when I try things from home and it was the same thing with the Afri Beauty Collective box for me. Like, I was so impressed with the quality of everything in that box, and you guys could tell from the way that I was talking and from my caption. I'm just happy that we're making nice things, beautiful things that we can ship outside of Africa now. You know, the quality of these are really good, and I'm telling you guys this as someone who uses makeup all the time. So I have goosebumps. I wish I can show you guys. I have goosebumps on my thighs. So guys, check these products out. I'm really happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah.